Meanwhile, CBS News has obtained documents that indicate Toyota knew that some of the surging problems were caused not by floor mats or sticking gas pedals, but by the car's computers. Cheryl Atkinson has the exclusive results of her investigation. And Cheryl, I understand the paper trail goes back 5 years.
That's right, Katie. Congress, as you know, already has thousands of pages of Toyota documents to sift through, but we did obtain that one internal document in particular that could be devastating to Toyota's claim that electronics aren't an issue.
CBS News has learned that as early as 2005, Toyota engineers were redesigning software in response to complaints of cars surging unexpectedly. That could be crucial because publicly, Toyota has insisted for 6 years through 8 federal investigations that electronics are not to blame when its cars surge, sometimes out of control. Instead, Toyota faults drivers, floor mats, and more recently, sticky gas pedals. This internal document obtained by CBS News appears to contradict Toyota's claims. Dating back 5 years, it tracks Toyota's monthly progress in addressing surging back-and-forth sensation at constant throttle in 06 Lexus hybrids. Toyota engineer Matsuhiro Ikeda notes surging between 39 and 44 miles per hour and at 70 miles per hour. The fix, redesigning software for the car's electronic control unit, or ECU. Software planned for first week in August. Today, in response, Toyota acknowledged the internal reports of surging and the software fix, but a spokesman says it wasn't a problem of unintended acceleration. It was a more subtle rocking sensation that caused a seasick feeling and was fixed for customer comfort. Experts say a glitch in Toyota's electronic throttle control system would be much more expensive and problematic than faulty floor mats.
If it's an electrical problem, which I believe it is, then it really means that we have to question the whole way that these systems are constructed.
So far, Toyota has recalled 7.4 million vehicles for supposed sticky pedals and floor mats, but those vehicles and millions more on the road have the electronic throttle control system at issue in the company's own report in 2005. Katie?
Cheryl. Akio Toyoda said today his company has to rethink its operations after 8.5 million vehicles were recalled for unintended acceleration. All of this has focused new attention on Toyota, of course, the federal agency responsible for those recalls and the revolving door between the two. Cheryl Atkinson has this CBS News investigation.
Critics in Congress say Toyota pulled strings at NHTSA with help from 2 former insiders. Christopher Santucci's job at NHTSA was to conduct defects investigations of automakers, and some of his probes were into Toyota.
2, that's correct.
At some point while working at NHTSA, Santucci negotiated himself a job at Toyota, the very company he'd investigated. This is Santucci testifying 2 months ago in a lawsuit against Toyota.
Were there any procedures within NHTSA that would govern your negotiating a job with an entity that you were supposed to be regulating?
Not that I'm aware.
In 2003, Santucci gave his 2 weeks' notice and joined Toyota's team, working under the very man who'd been his Toyota contact, Christopher Tinto. Tinto also used to work for NHTSA. Once together at Toyota, records show the two helped negotiate with their former NHTSA colleagues to limit probes into Toyota's surging out of control. They convinced NHTSA to focus only on the brief burst accelerations, ruling out so-called long-duration events that have allegedly led to accidents and deaths.
You use the word negotiate. We discussed the scope.
But negotiated is exactly the word used in Toyota internal documents obtained by CBS News. This one in 06 says NHTSA requested information on a broad testing and analysis question regarding Camry and Solara engine surge. It says Toyota negotiated to reduce the response to provide much less data. Consumer watchdog Joan Claybrook headed up NHTSA way before Toyota's problems and says NHTSA ex-employees are key.
They maneuvered and manipulated and, I think, bamboozled the agency.
Yesterday, Congress asked Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood if there's a conflict.
Absolutely not.
Other automakers say, unlike Toyota, they do not use ex-NHTSA people to deal with NHTSA on defect cases. Toyota says its employees' only interest is the safety of every single owner of one of our vehicles. At Christopher Santucci's deposition, we found a third ex-NHTSA figure helping out Toyota off camera, former NHTSA attorney Kenneth Weinstein. For his part in limiting the investigations, Santucci said NHTSA got exactly what it was looking for.
You say it worked out well for Toyota. I think it worked out well for both the agency and Toyota.
Maybe not so well in the end. NHTSA is now investigating whether Toyota turned over all the documents it should have over the years, and the Inspector General is investigating NHTSA's role. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, Washington.